Welcome, everyone. Today is Friday, July 8th, 2022. Welcome to the wonderful world of real estate. This is Damon Brockenberry, also known as Damon the Agent, and we're at episode 18 of Real Estate, Real Life, Real Talk, and Real Live. Okay, today I am going to be talking when it pertains to real estate, the current market conditions. What's going on in the world of real estate? There are many people out there who are wondering, who have been asking questions. I've had sellers to ask, how's the market? Is the market still good for sellers? I've had buyers ask, when is the market going to crash? People are expecting this crash to occur so badly because they're saying, oh, I'm going to wait until the market crashes. So let me just talk about the current real estate market conditions. So I have some statistics right now. Please let me put my information up. And I keep doing this. My Instagram. Hold on, I'm sorry. I'm starting live right here on Instagram. Hey, Instagram world, how are you? You know what I'm saying? Welcome to the wonderful world of real estate. Today is episode 18 of Real Estate, Real Life, Real Talk, and Real Live. Today I'm going to be talking about the current real estate market conditions. So let me begin. All right, so the current market that we're in right now, this year in 2022 compared to last year in 2021. Last year in 2021, we had numbers that were slightly higher than they currently are. Last year, houses were going on the market, and then the same day they were going on the market, you had multiple offers going on, and then next thing you know, it was a bidding war, and people were overpricing, waiving all contingencies and everything. There is currently a shift going on in the market. Houses are still selling, but it's not at the same pace as it was a year ago. People are still finding themselves in some cases, not all cases, where there are multiple offer situations, but in many cases there are not. You know what I'm saying? It's really a trend depending on where you are when it pertains to the houses. I always say real estate is always local. It is always local. And even in the DMV area that we're currently in, that's DC, Maryland, and Virginia, for those of you watching and not familiar, the market is still different. DC holds a totally different market value than parts of Maryland. Maryland market value is totally different from Northern Virginia. So when it pertains to where the hot spots are, of course, DC still has a lot of hot spots because the value is much higher in DC. In Maryland, there are certain areas that are still hot spots, and there are certain areas that have cooled off. And then the parts of the area that have cooled off, you're finding a lot more sellers, a lot more lenient as far as negotiations are concerned. In some cases, there is no overbidding, multiple offers. There is people who are doing their home inspection and that the sellers are actually fixing problems. And in very few cases, some sellers are giving some closing costs. In some cases, they're not. They're giving credit, which is the same as closing costs when you go to settlement, depending on what comes about with the home inspection. But again, it's always contingent upon what's going on in that particular area, what's going on with your contract, and what's going on with your agent and how things are negotiated. Things are always different depending on those terms. So always keep that in mind. But again, right now, we're having a shift. Like I said, things are slowing down on the seller side and everything. On the buyer side, buyers are having more flexibility when it pertains to negotiation and not waiving their inspection. For example, early this year and last year, like I mentioned, buyers were all just automatically waiving, trying to waive everything to win the bid. In many cases, buyers do not have to do that anymore. Again, you really have to study the market to actually know what's going on. So someone just asked me also, how are the interest rates? Okay, well, the interest rates have gone up since the beginning of the year. Right now, we're currently in July. If we go back to February, the interest rate were much lower. Now, the feds are trying to raise the interest rate to normalize them. And when I say normalize them, meaning that when the interest rates were low, like 2%, that was kind of unheard of. And I think most Americans are spoiled by the fact is they were at that particular time, interest rate was so much lower that when people were getting qualified, they got qualified for higher than, say, if they get qualified now. Because the interest rate is higher, that brings people qualifications down. So let's say hypothetically, if a person was approved for 400,000 in February, they may only be approved for 300,000 now. And I'm just using that as an example. And I will always strongly advise to always speak with a professional lender when it pertains to the numbers, because as real estate professionals, we negotiate the deals, we negotiate the contract, we negotiate the price. When it pertains to the interest rate, how much a person pays and things of that nature, that is always advised and given to you by the lender, because that has an effect on you, and it's also really based on you, the buyer. Meaning, for example, with the interest rate, when the market was the interest rate was lower, like earlier this year, a lot of times people will focus on the low interest rate. But what you have to keep in mind is, unless you have A1 credit, that interest rate never applies to you. Again, it's like if you're getting a credit card or you're buying a car. If you ever look at the commercials, you'll always see advertised 0% interest. And they're talking about people who have A1 credit. Now, you can still get a credit card, you can still get a car, but if your credit is not A1, then you're going to be paying a higher interest rate. So, for example, a lot of people still get a credit card, but they paying a 22% interest rate. A lot of people still get a car, but they may be paying a 8, 9, 10, 11, 12% interest rate because of their credit. So that low interest rate, I always would tell people, do not focus on that. Speak with a loan officer, lender, and see what you qualify for, because it's just like you have your DNA, you have a FICA DNA, and depending on what your FICA DNA is going to determine what your interest rate is. So I will always tell people, please don't focus on that. Focus on talking and speaking with a professional, because you'll be surprised as far as what your numbers are looking like. People, again, your girlfriend might qualify for 350, you qualify for 350, but you both are paying two totally different payments, and it all has a lot to do with the type of loan you use, how much money you put down, your interest rate, your credit score, how much you earn, and also your spending habits. Everybody has various and different spending habits. Some people spend, like, they got to get their hair done, their nails done, they the cost of gas, how much gas you put in your car. Also, on top of the cost of gas, how much the gas you put in the car, people have childcare expenses. So all of these things are factors in when it pertains to how much a person is going to pay a month. So please always speak with a reputable loan officers just to get the numbers. Once you speak with them and they have all your information, you don't have to commit to them until after you're satisfied with whatever it is they're talking about. So going back to the changes in the market and everything, again, those interest rates do have an effect on what is going on in the market. For example, because the interest rate have gone up, it slowed down buying. And the reason why it has slowed down buying is because some people have been priced out. So when people always talk about, I'm going to wait till the market crashes and things of that nature, there's never a better time than now to purchase. And the reason why I say that is because just like people are being priced out because of the interest rate, if the market crashes, some people who think they're in a position to afford right now, they're not going to be in a position to afford. It's like history repeats itself a lot of times. And a lot of times people, when they're doing good, people always think they're going to always do good. But unfortunately, in this thing called life, we don't always do good all the time, just like we don't always do bad all the time. But you have to look at your financial situation, where you are, make that determination as far as whether or not you should purchase. But if you're considering purchase, I would say purchase now, because sometimes people are waiting on something to happen that may never happen. And when I say that, I'm not saying that the market will never crash again. All I want to do is let people know that the housing market coincides with the economy. So as long as the economy is strong and still going, people are going to always buy and sell real estate. So if you're waiting and stuff like that and you have the funds and means, I would suggest you to do so, because real estate is a great investment. And when it pertains to the investment and everything, you can use your property for many things these days. You can buy your property, you can rent it out. As your property gain equity, you can take the equity out in the form of a HELOC or refinance. I will always strongly suggest a HELOC because you pay less than refinancing as far as closing costs, and you're not resetting your loan like you are when you're refinancing. And then you can also, like I said, you can rent it out. You can try to do an Airbnb. Your property will make money for you and stuff. It depends on how you use it. But some people, when they get the house, they don't know how to use it. It's just like sometimes when people get have a spouse, they don't know how to handle their spouse. They just get it and they just think it's there, but really you're supposed to be benefiting off the house just like you're supposed to be benefiting off your spouse. But that's a whole nother topic in conversation. But hello, September. I see you say hello. So basically that's how that goes. So basically when it comes back to the current market condition, we are experiencing a shift. The shift is leaning towards the houses not selling as fast. It's leaning towards correcting itself. It's leaning towards buyers not having to waive all of their contingencies to win an offer. It really goes down to studying the market, studying the conditions, studying the house, studying the area, because like I mentioned, real estate is always local. We always have local when it pertains to the real estate market. So I just want people to keep that in mind and to think about that when it pertains to real estate. So yes. So again, I wanted to share that. And then what I'm going to be having come on next is Michelle Smith. She is a person who was on my show a couple of weeks ago. She's running for Senate in the state of Maryland. She's been on my show before. You all know her. And she feels as though she can make a huge impact with a lot of people in the state of Maryland. And I'm hoping that, if you all didn't know, we had early voting and we still have early voting going on through the 14th in Maryland. So if you all are registered to vote, which I'm assuming most people are, I would strongly recommend and suggest that you all please get out and vote, especially when there's local people who are in a position to help you all. And I will always strongly advise you, like if people come on my show or period, and you're friends with them on Facebook, or if you're not, befriend them, ask them questions, especially when it pertains to why should they get your vote. Now, I'm having Michelle Smith come back on here. Next week, I'm going to have Remy come back on. She was on here a couple of weeks ago, also. And the reason why I'm having them both come on is because we're at that time where it's voting. So voting is very important, you all. I mean, I think some people don't understand because people always feel like nothing affects them. It don't affect me. I'm not doing it. I don't care. They're going to do this and stuff. People always had this nonchalant, I don't care attitude when it pertains to voting. And I just think that a lot of times that's a somewhat selfish attitude. But to be truthful, we live in a very selfish society. So I just want us to please get out and vote. If you can vote now, vote. If you have to wait until I believe it's the 19th, then go out on the 19th and vote. But please do something, because a lot of times people complain about so many things later on when they were in a position to do something before. And you know what I'm saying, they didn't do it. And then when they don't do it, they regret not doing it, or they complain. And the one thing that I cannot stand is always hearing people complain about something and they never do anything about it. So please, you know what I'm saying, like, a lot of people don't want to hear complaints. We want to see actions. If you didn't do something to cause change, then keep them comments to yourself. A lot of times I feel people will rather say that, but they don't say it. So I'm just saying, if you ain't gonna do anything to make any change, keep the comments to yourself. So that, you know what I'm saying, that we don't have to hear it. Hold on for a second, you all. And I'm waiting for Miss Smith to come on. So I don't even know if y'all can hear that, but Miss Smith should be joining us shortly. And I'm hoping that you are having a great Friday out there. Hold on for 1 second, y'all. Please bear with me. Hold on, y'all. I'm coming. All right. I'm coming, Instagram. Hold on. So while we're waiting for Miss Smith, let me go ahead on and start on my topic um afterwards. And my topic is, what is your why? Okay. The reason why I decided to talk about this particular topic is because there are so many there's so many things going on in the world today that you really have to think about your why. When I say your why is why do you do everything that you do? Like, I think people don't realize that in this world that we live in, your why is what determines your results. And when I say that, meaning that, why do you work the job you do? Why do you have the career you have? Why do you put on the clothes you put on? Why do you um, have the spouse that you have? Why do you do the things that you do for your kids? Why do you get upset when people cut you off in traffic? Why do you not pay your bills on time? Why do people feel as though they have to have what is it called? Um, Sneaky links. Why do people feel they have to do this? Why do people feel they have to do that? What I'm saying to you is, depending on your why is going to determine your results in life. Like, I think a lot of times we as people want so much, but a lot of times what people want, they don't give in return. Why is that? Is it because people are selfish, or is it because people feel as though they're entitled? Why? There's many whys and stuff. And when I was pondering on this why, I thought about myself. Like, somebody made a comment on a story that I post. Like, I put my all types of stuff on my stories, but I put my mother on my story, and a person was like, "Oh, your mother raised a good son." But what people don't realize is my mother didn't raise me. I was raised by my father. So me being raised by my father, somebody say, "Well, why, if your mother didn't raise you, why do you look after your mother like that?" And my reasoning is, I always looked at, my mother gave me life. She could have aborted me. What I'm saying, I couldn't be here, regardless of what she and my father went through. I know she tried to do certain things for me. And I always felt like that if I'm in a position to do something for others, especially those who look after me, it is my duty and responsibility to look after them. So my why is because I know that I'm here for a reason. I know I'm supposed to look after them. But that's my why. You know what I'm saying? Even when it pertains to my children, you know what I'm saying? I have 4 grown kids. I have 1 young kids and stuff. And I've always tried to put myself in my kids' shoes whenever I was dealing with them or their mother from an emotional position of not wanting to do certain things. Because trust me, sometimes you're not going to want to do certain things when you're dealing with other people. And when you're dealing with other people can upset you and piss you off so badly to the point that you not want to do anything. But then I had to always ask myself the question again, why? If I was in my kid's shoe, would I or would I not want me or my father to do certain things? And that was always my why. So, with that being said and everything, I you know what I'm saying, I always focused on the why. But I'm going to come back to this because I see that Michelle has come on. So let me get her on here. Hold on for 1 second, y'all. Hello, Miss Smith. How are you?
I'm hanging in there. I'm tired.
I understand. We all get tired sometimes. Life can sometimes wear us down, and it can be so much going on in our own world because we all deal with things and stuff. So, welcome. Happy Friday. I'm glad to see you. And what have you been up to?
Just working and dealing with the campaign stuff. I went and voted this morning early, so it was pretty quiet. It wasn't crowded. So far it looks like just minimal folks are coming out to vote. I have not seen any lines anywhere. Just driving throughout the county, I haven't seen any lines, like you would see for a presidential election.
Right. Yeah.
I haven't seen any lines, but I hope that a lot of folks will get out and vote. Regardless of who they vote for, just vote.
Right. And that's what I was just sharing before you came on here. I was just sharing that people need to get out and vote because a lot of times people will speak on things and complain about things, and then when they complain but they never did anything. Just like, I mean, I didn't mention it, but it's just like when what's his name, there was the presidential election and people was like, oh, it was the distinguish between the two evils and stuff, and then we had Biden in here, and then now I've heard people say, oh, I'd rather had Trump. You know what I'm saying? At least we know what we was dealing with. You know what I'm saying? So you can't win. Huh?
Always excuses.
Listen,
I don't like that.
I don't like when people complain too much, make
Yeah.
excuses, or just lazy. But that's just a whole nother topic. So yeah, so you haven't seen much much lines out there. That because people out there ain't out there voting. Plus, it's early voting. So it just explain to us the deadline of the early voting time period, and then when is the regular voting.
So right now, early voting is July 7th through the 14th from 7, I think it's 7 to 8 p.m.
Okay.
And it's the 7th through the 14th, every single one of those days straight. So that's an entire week, like 7 days.
Okay.
Then there'll be a break. And then the actual primary election day is July 19th. And that's it. That'll be the last day to vote. And then I plan to be at dinner on primary election day. So I'll be at the Chart House over in Annapolis that day evening for dinner. And then we'll just watch the election results from there.
On the 19th, you said?
Yeah, on July 19th. That's a Tuesday. So that's primary election day. So I will be at the Chart House.
Okay.
So if you come out and join me, you're welcome to do that.
I love that view. I love that view right there and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? You know what? When we get off, I got to put that on my calendar because, I love the Chart House.
And that's our state capital. So that's why I decided to just go to Annapolis for dinner on that particular day.
Okay. So. Did you make reservations already?
Yes, of course.
Okay, good. Cause you know what I'm saying? Yeah. So where?
So make yours too, so you guarantee to have a table. I made reservations for my family and campaign volunteers, a couple of campaign volunteers, but definitely make reservations, and then we'll just tell them put all the tables together or whatever.
Okay.
But definitely make the reservation so you can have a table, so you can have a seat.
Right.
Because the restaurants, I suspect, will be busy that evening because of what day it is. But I decided to do that just to get out of the house and just take a breather. I need some air.
I don't blame you. I don't blame you at all and stuff. So where are you at on the ballot? You know what I'm saying? Can you explain?
I'm the senator. My name is right above Chris Van Hollen's name. So I can show you. So I don't know if you got one of these in the mail, but they sent the sample ballots out in the mail to everyone. And I kept this because I'm going to frame it, because this is a once in a lifetime thing that I'm doing. I may not run for office again, but let me just show y'all what it looks like where my name is, where it is on the ballot. So it's really sweet. So, you know what? I already have one at the turn. So my name, can you see that?
All right, I'm looking.
Right
Hold
above
on.
Chris Van Hollen's name.
Oh, you're a little close. Yeah, you go up a little. I see your name right there at the bottom. Yep.
Oh, you
Yep.
see it?
Yeah, I see it. U.S. Senator vote for one between Michelle L. Smith and Chris Van. You got it cut off a little bit, but I see it. It's
You
go
see
to the
it?
other side, the other way. The other way. Yeah, go that way. Go some more, a little bit more. Yep, you're right there. Y'all see her right there. So when y'all are out there voting, please choose Michelle L. Smith. She's right there on the voting for you all to just darken and pencil in.
This is
So
the Democratic ballot. So, the Republican ballot is not going to look like this. They,
right.
separate the ballots now. They
Okay.
used to, at one time, remember, they used to put everybody
Yeah, I remember.
ballot. They stopped that. So it's separated. So I'm going to frame this. And then
Okay.
also, I think we have one of our Facebook friends on here too. I saw Anthony Tillman right here. I sent him a shout out. It looks like he's running for Democratic Central Committee District 25. And this is him right here.
Okay, yeah, I see him.
So that's one of our Facebook friends, Anthony. So I sent him a shout out saying, "Is this you?"
Was his father Coach Tillman at Roosevelt or grandfather or somebody?
I don't know. That's a good question. We need to ask him because
Yeah,
it might be that.
yeah. I
That's
remember
one of
Coach
our
Tillman.
Facebook friends.
Yeah, I remember Coach Tillman up Rose and stuff. So that might be, it got to be
I
some relation because of that name.
I remember Coach Tillman too.
Yeah. So, yeah. So, I mean, so basically, tell everyone again, you know what I'm saying, basically why they should vote for you. And then if you win the office, what you're going to do for the people.
Well, I'd like for everyone's vote because I have that fire in my belly. We need some fresh new faces in the United States Congress. I think that I come with a different personality, characteristic. I'm no nonsense. I'm not coming there to waste money and waste taxpayers' dollars. I will earn my check. I'm coming to do some work. I'm not a stranger to hard work. One of the things that I want to make sure that we are up on and that we are tight on is our foreign relationships with other countries, other national leaders, international leaders, global leaders. We need to make sure we're on point. There's some things that are coming down the pike. I see the United States in other wars. I see us not getting along with a couple of, a few of the global leaders. We can't have that. We have got to make sure that we are on point with our top 10 allies and make sure that everybody is happy. We need to be in good relations with these countries. Also, I'm really not a proponent for taking the country to war. I only would like for us to go if we have to. If it puts our land in jeopardy and our lives in jeopardy, yes, we should go to war, especially if anybody bothers us or attacks us.
Right.
The fact that we're over in Ukraine, I really don't like that. Ukraine has always had a hodgepodge of problems since they separated from the Soviet Union in 1991. They've had nothing but drama since then for all of these years. And then, now our country is involved and we just left and, pulled out of Afghanistan. So I've been trying to get in and do a lot of research about this stuff, but there's still some things that I don't know because they're not going to release it to the public, if you know what I mean. There's a lot that's going behind the scenes that I just don't know. So I really can't make comments about that. But the fact is, Ukraine has had a lot of problems since 1991 when they broke off from the Soviet Union. So they've had nothing but drama, ongoing drama ever since. And that's true. That is factual. I did the research and I have been reading up on all of that stuff. Also, what I would want to do in our country for the state of Maryland is I want to make sure that we have plenty of affordable housing units for people to live in so that people don't have to stress and worry about where they're going to live. Because that's what's happening right now. A lot of people have no idea where they're going to be living in the upcoming years because of gentrification is pushing people out. And it's not.
Yeah, and that's true. And with that word affordable housing, I think that's a trick word because, you know what I'm saying, being as though we from DC and people always will come to me and say, because I'm a real estate agent, they say, oh, I've seen that the man had this affordable housing. But when I would look into the stuff like that, the affordable housing were always over $500,000. You know what I'm saying? But some people can't afford that. You know what I'm saying? So, but they will use that word affordable housing. And then they would have certain sections, let's say if there was a new construction or something built, there's a small percentage that are really for, like, you know what I'm saying, the affordability, where everything else is market value. And then
exactly. So what I mean by affordable housing is I want an entire complex built where only low income or moderate income families can live. That's it. They meet certain income requirements. We're not going to hike up the rents and be trying to kill people and beat them in the head to pay rent. That's stupid. We can get land. We can get the land at a discount. You see what I'm saying? It can be bought at a discount, and we can get a construction company in there to build this. And there's ways that it can be done. We can give tax credits, discounts, all kinds of stuff that the state can do. They know how to play the game. They know how to do this. You know, it kills me when our leaders and politicians walk around here like, oh, we have to go through all this. They're lying. Stuff can get done like that. Stuff can get done. It's just a matter of taking one of these and signing the document. It's done. All you need is one of these. That's a blue or black ink pen. They kill me with that stuff about, oh, we have to go through all this red tape. No, you don't. Because the county, especially in PG County, they can appropriate land for that instead of keep selling it to these high-priced developers. They can appropriate land somewhere for a nice community. You know what I'm saying? When we can have people that are working. We're talking about people with jobs. I'm talking about people that are working and are struggling to make ends meet. We can lighten up the load by lightening up that cost for rent. But they got to meet certain guidelines. You have to have a job. You have to be doing something for your family. You see what I'm saying? And also, I want to make sure that a daycare is on the premises. So mothers can drop their children off at the daycare right there and then go on to work and don't have to worry about that. So they can kill two birds with one stone. You got a place to live and you got somewhere for the children to go. It's no excuse. We have, as leaders and politicians, we're serving the people. But yet I don't see our leaders serving us in capacity.
That because a lot of people who are in those political positions of power, they tend to be so comfortable with the fact that they've arrived, they've made money and stuff. So they don't really care about certain things because it doesn't affect them. It seems like the only time a lot of politicians ever come around is when they want your vote. And then they kissing babies. They're telling you about they're going to reduce taxes. They're going to cut crime. They're going to do all these things. And the next thing you know, the poverty rate is higher. The crime rate is higher. They haven't done anything. You haven't seen them. Just like, for example, look at the president, Biden, and the vice president. We haven't seen the vice president since the election. I mean, I haven't seen her. Have you?
No. And people have been asking that question. I even seen it in the news. Where is she? How's she doing? What is she doing? I'd like to know how she's doing. What's going on behind the scenes is what I'd like to know.
She's a typical politician is what I'm saying, because a lot of people will go out there and want the votes and people, you know, play on the strong thing. She was a black woman and everything to get the votes. And then when they get the votes, they don't do anything for the people. And just like what you said about Ukraine, they send in billions of dollars over there. But then when COVID hit, you know what I'm saying, they gave people what, like, I don't know. I didn't get any stimulus money for COVID, but what they give people like $1,500 or something like that. You give your country people here something that barely affects them or helps them, but then you give billions and millions of dollars to a foreign country and stuff. And that's always the case. People don't take care of home first. Like, you know, when we vote for politicians and put politicians in office, we want them to make our lives easier. You know what I'm saying? We pay taxes. We do all these things. We want to make our lives easier, but it seems like more people are so caught up in that power struggle. You know what I'm saying? Just like, I don't know if you're familiar with like even with Ghost and Lorenzo Tate, when he was on there playing the politician, the crooked politician and everything. You know what I'm saying? I feel like a lot of politicians are like him. They doing all this stuff to get into office, and they get into office, and it's just about power and money and stuff. And we really want somebody who's going to be in the office to, you know what I'm saying, to look out for us. But people say that, and then they get in the office and they disappear. You know what I'm saying?
That's why I tried very hard to refrain from saying the same old cliche things, because people don't want to keep hearing the same thing. They're tired of hearing the same thing. I come with something different, and I come with the facts. Look, this is what's going on. This is what I want to do to try to make this better, blah, blah, blah. You know what I mean? But yeah, we keep hearing the same cliche thing from all of these people. So when I went to vote this morning, I saw a couple of candidates out there. One of them was my District 7 person who's up for re-election, Rodney Streeter. This is the guy that everybody in this community will never forget. He tried to raise our property taxes. He was one of 3 people on Prince George's City Council that wanted to raise our property taxes in 2020 up to 10%. Remember, we talked about this on the last show last month when I it was 65 of us on that virtual town hall meeting. We told them don't do that. That was a big no-no. Eventually, they had to say no because the people didn't want that. So again, for the viewers, let me just explain what that was all about. So basically, for instance, if your house is worth $300,000, the county was proposing, well, the county council was proposing to tax your house at $330,000, as if it was worth $330,000, and instead of what it was really worth, what the value was assessed. And yet, to me, that's stealing. You stealing people's money out of your pocket. We didn't cause you to screw up the money for the county. We didn't cause you to mismanage funding. We didn't cause you to do any of that. Y'all messed that up. You screwed that up. You find a way to fix it. And look, so if I call you and I tell you, look, y'all done screwed up, I got some suggestions, I'm gonna give you the suggestions. I even gave them some suggestions. One of the things that I noticed on Prince George's County's website, the county government website, was they weren't selling any advertising space. And I told them, I said, y'all know how much money y'all can make off of banners alone just on the website? I said, that's a way to recoup losses. Get some income coming in. Get some stuff coming in. Get some monies coming in. I said, you can sell advertising space. That was one way. And I told them that. I said, yeah, you will need to hire a media and public relations team, but it will be well worth it because they will know what they're doing. And they will be able to sell those ad slots and get that revenue coming in. You can get it. Then you can use that money for other things, for what the county needs. But, you know, I can budget a county budget like I budget my household. I have what, over 30 years of experience of doing that. I mean, but come on. But these are things that they did. And then you want to steal money from people. I'm not down with that.
And that's good. That's a good way to be and stuff. And let me elaborate a little bit on the county taxes, the property taxes and stuff. You know, what I think is, like, in Prince George's County is the richest Black county in the United States. Okay. The fact is that
I was reading in the news this morning that it looks like Charles County surpassed us.
Oh, they did? Okay. Yeah. Okay. But I haven't gotten Charles County numbers yet to elaborate on it. But what I was going to say is, I noticed that a lot of times where Black people have arrived as far as the financial status, they become lackadaisical in other areas. And what I mean by that is because in Prince George's County, a lot of people got their nice homes and stuff like that. But in Montgomery County, where some of the home values are higher, those people over there, they contest taxes all the time. In Prince George's County, when the housing market, and as a realtor, I've been in this business since 2005. I remember when the housing market crashed in 2008, and I was paying attention to the taxes, to the property taxes and stuff. And I noticed that the property taxes was still going up, and it was still going up assessed. And it was in the key words, assessment. And I used to have people who used to come to me and say, could I do like a CMA for them, because they were contesting that. Some people were contesting this stuff because they will base their judgment, just like you said, their house may be worth $330, but they want to assess it at, I mean, their house may be worth $300, but they want to assess it at $330 and base the taxes on $330. But how can you base the taxes off what you feel is basically an educated guess, and it's not actual factual and stuff? And the thing about it is, though, is they've been getting away with it for so many years. Okay, think about, like, you know what I'm saying, when the housing market crashed in 2008, that was what, 14 years ago. So for 14 years you've been really because the market was going up, the price was going up, the tax was going up. Then when the market went down, the taxes were still going up, and the taxes been going up ever since then. It's like if people look at their annual tax assessment, they're going to see that they think their house sometimes is actually worth more than what it actually is because of that assessment. But that's all it is. It's just a justification for them to tax you. And again, if you get in office, or anyone gets into office, I feel like all around the whole state, that it should be basically even, to the point where it's based off the actual value of the home. You can't just do certain assessment and stuff. Like I said, in Montgomery County taxes are cheaper than PG County. And just like you're telling me about Charles County, now Charles County taxes have always been cheaper. So in PG County, you got these high taxes. You can have the same house, a $500,000, and I actually showed this to somebody, a $500,000 house in Prince George's County taxes I showed somebody it was like $8,900 in taxes. That's another $500,000 house in Montgomery County. It was like in Rockville. Tax was only like $4,500. That's like twice. It was like half the difference. Like it was $4,500 or $5,500, but nevertheless, it was thousands of dollars cheaper. And you're talking about two different counties and stuff. And a lot of the houses over there, when I did the CMA, the houses were worth more than the houses over here. You understand what I'm saying? So basically, I think people need to level up and get conscious enough to pay attention to things, and they need to vote for someone like you who's going to fight for them as far as the whole taxes is concerned, because people are being screwed and taken advantage of because of the lack of education and the lack of effort. Because like I said, some people feel like, oh, I'll just pay it. They're comfortable and they have a ride, but it's not fair, because even when people are trying to move in PG County now, some people are moving to Charles County. That's probably why the number in Charles County is like it is, because a lot of people have moved to Charles County because the taxes are so much cheaper. So for example, if a house, whatever, let's say $500,000, let's say the taxes on it is $6,000 a year. You divide that up by 12, that's $500 on top of their mortgage they have to pay.
Yeah.
That's what they don't understand. So let's say if their mortgage payment was $1,700, now they got to pay that $500 more a month. I mean, right, it's $2,200 now because of the property taxes and stuff. And that's what people are not understanding. I had a lady call me, and I didn't even sell her the house, but she called to ask me. She said, did they change my loan or something? I asked her, I said, what kind of loan do you have? Do you have an adjustable rate mortgage? She said, no. She said, I have a conventional. I said, let me ask you a question. Have your property taxes gone up? When she looked, she said, oh, yeah, it's gone up. I said, yeah, that's why your payment has gone up $300 more a month, because the mortgage company pays for your taxes. So they have to adjust it according to your taxes. So again, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, they put the money in escrow. A lot of people understand what the escrow accounts are for. That's what it's for, to pay bills, to pay your bills, to pay your tax bill. That's what the escrow is for. And a lot of people don't even look at those statements. Another thing in the county that people don't look at, when those assessments come every year, you can appeal it. If you disagree with what they say your house is valued at, therefore you paying higher taxes, and you find out your house is actually less than what they assessed it, you can appeal it and they will straighten it all out. A lot of people don't even know they have appeal rights either. But of course, when you look at it, it's in that small fine print at the bottom of the assessment. People just look at the assessment and then they just put it away.
And it's the Homestead Act too. If they Google in Maryland the Homestead Act, especially in PG County, they can apply for that.
I got that too. Yep.
Yeah.
I did that. Yep.
Yeah, to help them with their taxes and stuff, because I just feel like taxes would eat people up. They would nickel and dime you. So people think that they got a nest egg or they have a cushion, and they find out that they actually don't, because taxes going, you know what I'm saying? They finding a way to, and this goes back to the politicians again. They find a way to tax people. They build up that money, you know what I'm saying? And the next thing you know, you got some politicians who are embezzling, not saying you anymore, but there's some part that embezzling that money or finding a way to use that money and to write off everything. So they're using tax dollars to live the lifestyle that they want to live and stuff, and they forgot about the people. And this goes on everywhere, you know what I'm saying? So, you know, when it pertains to electoral officials, you know, we just want to get some genuinely good people in office that's going to actually look out for the people, not ask people for their votes and disappear.
And put in the work. Yeah. You got a lot of people that are just collecting a paycheck.
Yeah. I really hope that people get out there to vote, and they definitely will vote for you. You know, I mean, I know that you are doing this, and we're going to put in an atmosphere that you're going to win and that you're going to, you know, go for re-election, because when you said you saving this and everything because it's a once in a lifetime, no, we're going to say this is more than a once in a lifetime thing. We're going to say this is at least a twice in a lifetime thing for you and stuff, because we need to really get some people in office to, you know what I'm saying, look out for the people, because this country is something. That's all I can say. This country is something.
Yeah, we definitely have to do better here. We have to. I feel like we're going backwards. We're going backwards in time. Even with the overturning of Roe versus Wade, they just set us back, hundreds of years, like decades, but hundreds of years though, because abortion has always been in existence. I mean, you know what I mean?
They were doing illegal abortions before Roe and Wade. They were doing illegal abortions.
Of course, that's what I'm saying.
People were dying. There were a lot of women who
hundreds of years. women have been getting abortions. It's nothing new. It's been around even in old ancient times. It is not new. It's nothing new. You know, there's several reasons why women would need to go through that. But, you know, I mean, that's just another issue that I would be fighting for if, you know, I was your elected senator, women's health care rights. You know what I mean? You know, I'm just really appalled at how men can make a decision regarding a woman's body and her cookie. You know what I'm saying? Just, I mean, I don't know.
Control.
We definitely have to have a conversation about that, because that doesn't sit well with me. I have a problem with that. But yet, and this is not male bashing, but yet they got 13 drugs on the market now for erectile dysfunction. 13. And the cheapest one is Viagra at $8 per month. Okay. I did the research and all of that. I was like, hey, went to 13. They do anything and everything for a man. When was the last time anyone has done anything for us lately? What have they done for us lately? You know what I'm saying? And I was looking like they barely even want to cover mammograms and breast reductions. I'm definitely going to lobby for the insurance companies to cover tummy tucks after we have babies. Our stomachs are all stretched out and messed up. No, a woman should be able to have one tummy tuck per lifetime. It's only like $6,000. A hip replacement costs $39,000. I know that a hip replacement is needed, and a lot of people keep saying a tummy tuck is not needed. Yes, a tummy tuck is needed, and I don't give a damn what nobody say, because when a woman has a baby, she can go into postpartum depression because she don't think she look good. She's not happy with herself, and all kinds of stuff be running through our mind. But men would never understand that. But I understand, because I went through it, and I had a tuck. I paid for it myself. I had a tummy tuck because why should I buy bigger clothes just to accompany a kangaroo gut?
Right.
You know, us are not blessed for the skin to go back. You know what I'm saying?
Snap back. Okay. Mm-hmm.
Yep. And it did when I had the first two children. After the third child, it was a wrap. That stomach just said bam, and it was right there. Like I was still pregnant. I was like, oh hell no.
Right.
And I exercised, I did sit-ups, I did everything. The plastic surgeon said, oh, these are all fat deposits. It's not going to go anywhere. This needs to be cut off. He said, that's the only way. And I said, no problem. And that's what I did to help me with my postpartum depression, to help me feel better about myself so I can look good again in my clothes. I'm not perfect, but at least I look good in my clothes.
Right.
You know what I mean? That's something that women need. But let's go back to the erectile dysfunction drugs. Doesn't that mess y'all up psychologically if you can't get an erection? Yes, it does. Yes, it does. And it's hurtful to a man when he loses a little bit of his manhood, let alone 100% of his manhood. You see what I'm saying? That is also psychological. So when people be trying to come at me with that BS, I'd be like, hold up, don't even try it. They want to say a tummy tuck is cosmetic. So what? We had a baby for y'all because you got us pregnant. If we didn't have the baby, we wouldn't have to worry about our gut being all messed up like that.
Right.
But you know what I'm saying? Them chitlin stretch marks and all of that, because the plastic surgeons, they know how to fix all of that. They cut all of that out. They know how to fix that. You see what I'm saying? But we need for y'all to be able to get, you know, the erection or whatever. We need for y'all to be able to sustain and be healthy and stuff like that, because that's also psychological on y'all as well. People be trying to kill me with that. Oh, you know, y'all just be going through this and that. Nah, stop making excuses. Give us what we want, because y'all sure as hell getting what y'all want. And then I be researching that. I be like, they be doing all this stuff for men. It's all about the men. I'm not male bashing.
I get it. Listen, I don't take any of that personal. I never knew how many drugs you said was on them. How many drugs?
13
wow.
On the market. And the most cheapest one is Viagra, coming in at, you can get it at $8 a month, as low as $8. And this is from GoodRx. And Caverject is the most expensive.
I'm laughing because I've seen two commercials. I think it was Viagra and the other one was Cialis or whatever it is. I don't know. Cialis. Yeah, them the only two I've ever seen on TV. But I thank God that I've never needed it. So, but but I can understand what you're saying though, because as a man, you know what I'm saying, a lot of men do tend to think they are a man because of their manhood. And again, a lot of people will lose confidence if they, you know, they can't get up anymore or things of that, or if they can't, you know, pleasure a woman or something like that. So, you know, it is egotistical and stuff.
You just said the key point. pleasure a woman. A man is not a man without a woman.
Yeah, that's
now,
true.
let me throw that out there and let somebody come back at with me, because I'm a put it right down. A man, you have no purpose on this earth if there's no women.
Right.
Think about it. A man is not a man without a woman.
Mm-hmm.
You don't even have the reason to be a man without a woman being here. If there were
men do everything to impress a woman, whether it's his car or whether he trying to even bulk up and get muscles, because a lot of people who bulking up get muscles ain't fighting each other, and half of them punks for real. You know what I'm saying? You punch them in their stomach, they're gonna bend over. You know, because they ain't been enough in their whole life, because they all big and stuff. It's the small and short ones who been into everything, because everybody always testing them. So again, you're right, but a lot of them trying to bulk up and get muscles to look good for women and stuff like that. So you're right. And when it pertains to that,
here, y'all wouldn't have a reason to be a man. Do you understand what I'm saying?
Well, everybody be
didn't exist, a man, we know you're a man physically and by the DNA. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about this.
Right.
If women didn't exist, you wouldn't have a reason to be a man.
You're right about that. You're right.
If we didn't exist, if women did not exist, you would not have a reason to be a man. I'm talking about here. I'm not talking about physical body that you turn 18 and you're an adult. No, I know you're a man. Physically, you are a nice looking man, but your nice looking manliness means nothing if a woman was not here.
You're right. You're right. Because we sure wouldn't be getting these haircuts and at the gym and dressing nice for each other. And trust me, we wouldn't be doing that. You know what I'm saying? So I feel you when you
have no reason. You would have no reason to. You wouldn't have a reason to be a man if we weren't here for y'all. We were put here for y'all.
Yeah, thank God for that. Thank God for that. Thank you, Jesus. But yeah, so when it pertains to the whole political aspect, I mean, I really do hope that, you know what I'm saying, this message resonates with people and someone, and they could do the early voting now through when? The 14th, you said?
Yep, July 7th. It started yesterday, and early voting ends on the 14th at 8 o'clock p.m. Then there's a small break of 5 days, and primary election day is July 19th. So that's 5 days. That's the 5th day. Yep. So that day on the 5th day is the primary election day. That is the last time you'll be able to vote. That's your last opportunity to get in there and get your votes and make it count. And then after that, the polls will close, and of course, they're going to be counting up all the votes. So
well,
but like I said, I'm gonna be at the chart house, and we're gonna watch it from there and deal with it from there.
What time are you gonna be at the chart house on the
8:30?
8:30 p.m.
Yep.
Okay. Yeah. Shoot me a text when we get off here and stuff, so I can add it to my schedule, my calendar, and then I'm gonna definitely try to be there on the 19th. And I want everybody out there to vote for Michelle L. Smith for Senate and the Democrat. You all should see her there. Please vote for her, because she will be striving and working for you all. And as you all can tell, she's very passionate about what's going on when it pertains to everything, from the war to the economy to the affordable housing to the how women are being treated. So please get out there and vote for her. Spread the word. We're gonna have her come back on here again, probably, like, you know what I'm saying, maybe in August.
The primary,
Right, we'll have you come back. We'll talk more about it. We'll talk about the results. We'll talk about all this stuff and everything. You just educated me on the whole what the pills for the men and all that other stuff. I was like, these 13?
Say how they always keep doing stuff for the men, but it seems like they don't want to do anything for us. They keep taking something away. They barely want to pay for anything. I have co-pays just to get a mammogram. I shouldn't have to pay a co-pay for that. That is serious preventive care right there. Why am I paying $200 and some for a co-pay for that? You see what I'm saying? Or $100 and some. And it's not just me, it's a whole bunch of us. We need that. Just like y'all need the prostate check. Why you keep effing with us? That's what I be like. Why do you keep effing with us? We have to get these checked, our breasts. It's a must. And if you don't get it checked, you're hurting yourself. So of course, we're not going to hurt ourselves. We're going to go get that check. But a lot of women got to make choices, man, because if they got families to feed and if they're struggling and they're trying to pay bills, who wants to pay $200 and some for a copay for a mammogram at the radiology place?
Yeah, I mean,
it's a mess. It's jacked up. I just don't like the way they keep doing us women, you know. And if they keep on doing us, I'm a start a boycott. We're gonna have to boycott the cookie. No more cookie. You don't, and don't no men
look. I don't know if all women can boycott too. Don't put it on men. I don't think all women can boycott too.
No, I'm talking about women. I'm talking about us. We'll boycott the cookie. We ain't giving it up. No more cookies. Close the shops.
I hear you.
I'm just saying.
I know what you mean, though.
Stop messing with us. Stop screwing with us. Give us what we want. We deserve it.
You're right.
Women should be able to have a tummy tuck and a breast reduction. You know what I'm saying? Without argument. We got a whole lot of reasons for getting that done. It's the same like with y'all. There's a whole lot of reasons why pharmaceutical companies want to make sure that they have the right things and right tools for y'all.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? When it comes to ED. When it comes to ED.
Yeah, I got you.
Because y'all are the create. Y'all help us procreate. We can't do it without y'all.
Right.
We need that sperm. We can't do it without y'all. And y'all are the key. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean?
I get it. I get it. Well,
but they always focusing on y'all though.
Okay, well, listen, you're very passionate about, you know what I'm saying, this topic and all topics when it pertains to people. So again, I hope everybody vote for you. We're gonna have you come back on when the results are over with. And I thank you for coming on. Please send me that text message when we get off. And then I thank you again, and we're gonna see you soon. Okay.
All right. Thank you, Damon.
You're welcome.
Okay. Bye.
All right, as you all saw, Michelle Smith is very passionate about this political thing in the Senate. So if you all are out there in the state of Maryland, please vote for her, Michelle L. Smith. We're going to have her coming on after the election, probably in about a couple of weeks. Next week, I have Remy, who's coming on also. She was on my show a couple of weeks ago. So because I didn't have much time, I had to cut it short with Michelle because I know we probably would have been on for another at least 20 minutes. So let me just say the why when it pertains to Michelle Smith. There's a huge reason you all should vote for her because she's very passionate. She really wants to fight for everyone that's going through things, the struggles, especially women. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like she's going to be a lot of times in politics and in life, even when it pertains to jobs. Sometimes it's not about the experience and stuff. It's about the passion and the determination and the zeal that a person has that's going to show how well they do or not. And I really strongly believe that she would do very well if she was voted into Senate. So I hope people who are voting, and if you're not voting, please go out to the polls to vote and vote for her and vote for Remy also, those two on there, if you know no one else. Again, the why. The why is what is the results you're trying to get. Why did you get up? Why did you choose the job you chose? Why did you choose the spouse you chose? Why did you choose the car you chose? You know what I'm saying? How determined and passionate you are about your why will give you the results that you want. If you're not getting the results that you want in life, sometimes you got to ask yourself the question, why? You know what I'm saying? Why are you doing stuff? Like some people get into, for example, real estate because they want to create a better life for their family, but they don't put forth the effort, the work, or the drive. They don't get the training to know. You know what I'm saying? Why am I, Damon the agent, a totally different realtor than so many others? It's because of the knowledge, the expertise that I have in my head. See, a lot of times people can look like you, but not be you. People can say they can do what you do, but not never do what you do. You know why? Because they don't have what you have. So a lot of times you have to ask yourself the question, why? Like, for example, why are you here on this earth? You know what I'm saying? You're here for a reason. Everyone is here for a reason, whether you realize it or not. So when you figure out the reason that you're here, then you will have a better result as far as the life that you want to live. Understand we have a born date and we have a death date. That dash in between is how we live our life. And why do we live the life that we live? We live it because of who we are and what we want. So once people realize that, then you'll realize you can have whatever you want in this world when you realize why. Why are you here? Why are you doing things? You know what I'm saying? Why? Ask yourself the question, why? 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 Why are you on your job? Why do you take the route that you take when you go to work? Why do you wear the clothes that you wear? Why do you hang out with the people that you hang out with? Why do you choose the mate that you with? Why did you choose to drink the beverage that you drink or eat the food, whatever you eat for lunch. Why? There's a reason for everything. There's a reason for everything. And just like there's a reason for everything, there's also a season for everything. You know what I'm saying? The seasons will come and go. There's a moment now, there's the past, and there's the future. You know what I'm saying? So the results you want is always going to be determined in your why. Ask yourself why when it pertains to everything. Like, why are you watching this podcast? You know what I'm saying? To gain the information when it pertains to real estate, or to focus on who the business spotlight person is, or just for the topic that I'm going to discuss. Understand there's a reason for why for everything. Please do not ever forget your why. You know what I'm saying? Remember, you are here on this earth for a reason. There's a reason why you are here. Please focus on that. And the result that you want in this life, focus on your why. Why do you want it? How badly do you want it? It's going to determine your results of everything. So again, people, let me just recap real quick. The current market condition, we are having a shift in the real estate market. Also, there was Michelle L. Smith for Senate. Please vote for her. And never, ever, ever, ever forget your why. Your why will determine your results. Focus on that, and you will be able to live the life that you desire. I hope you all have a great day. Enjoy the rest of your weekend. Later.